And in breaking news, just coming in, a fresh video of Bancroft has emerged where now he can be seen spooning sugar in his pocket during the Ashes in January. In fact, Bancroft was caught red-handed trying to change the condition of the ball during the third test against South Africa. But this new video makes it very apparent that perhaps the Aussies are repeat offenders. Let me go straight across now to Editor Sports India Today, Vikrant Gupta, for more on this. Vikrant, this is bad news for the Aussie team, a beleaguered Aussie team that is being criticised and being shamed for the cheating scandal. What is this latest video all about? First, it was the ball trampling, and in fact, you gave us a very detailed explanation of how a ball is tampered with. But what is Bancroft doing with sugar? Why is he spooning the sugar and putting the sugar in his pocket?
There has to be a purpose, Avantika, as you just said. Even though, this video may or may not be related directly to ball tampering. But we've got some sugar with us, Rahul. And I'll just try to make sense of the video, if we can. You have the video where Bancroft puts some sugar in his pocket and then goes out to field. So the sugar, in case, just thought if it can be used for ball tampering, could only be for two reasons. As you can see, it is abrasive. Anything that is abrasive, be it the pitch, the sand, or anything, or even the sugar, this can actually roughen the ball up. How it can be used? Obviously, you can't put it in your hand. I'm using it on my hands now because I can't put it in my pocket. But the moment you put a lot of sugar in your pocket, which is abrasive like this, and you can then put the ball inside your pocket while you're fielding, you're allowed to, and then maybe you try and scratch the ball with sugar. Obviously, it won't happen with just one try. You'll have to keep doing it. And the moment you keep doing that, Avantika, the ball will become a little abrasive like this one. This is a normal ball. And this is the scruffed up ball. It's scruffed up from both the sides. But obviously, if you've got to tamper the ball, you scruff it on one side. The other side remains shiny. And you also put some saliva or some water or some sweat on it. Now, sugar can also be used for the second purpose, Rahul. Rahul is a fast bowler. He's been doing it for a long time, I get to hear now. So you eat sugar. And the sweet saliva that you get, which is heavier as compared to the normal saliva, can then be applied on the ball to make it a little heavier. But normally, Avantika, I'm sure the sugar cannot be used in your pocket and then you eat it, because for that you've got candies and you've got chewing gums to do the same thing. In fact, players have been caught eating candies, not caught eating candies,
actually
but then applying the same saliva on the ball. So what I'll try to explain it to you is, the ball, the one side has to be roughened up, scruffed up, and the other side remains shiny. But on the rough side, you also tend to make the ball heavy. How do you do that? You put saliva or sweat, or I'll just use some water. So the moment this ball becomes heavier on this side, so it will then make the ball bend. So when the air gets trapped on the rough side, the ball becomes heavier, also with the water or the sweat, then it dips in. Even though the bowler grips the ball for an outswinger with the shiny side on this side, he bowls an outswinger, but the ball cannot move out. It has to come in because of the air which is trapped on one side, which is rough, and which is heavier also. So the ball automatically comes in. That's how reverse swing is.
And using an external object is, of course, not permissible, not permitted in the ICC.
On the ball.
Yeah, because
you can eat a candy,
yes,
you can eat a chewing gum, which you are allowed to.
Remember, Faf du Plessis, South African captain, was penalised during in 2016 when he used a sugary lolly rather, on the cricket ball, and he was penalised for that. So similarly, here also he can be penalised, but depends on what the purpose was.
I think a simple thing is that, this term, reverse swing, which came into effect in the early 80s, it was started by the Pakistanis. Sarfraz Nawaz was the first Pakistani bowler who kind of invented reverse swing. So reverse swing can never happen with a normal ball. Any reverse swing that you see in international cricket, the ball has to be tempered. Now, there are more illegal ways to tamper with the ball than there are legal ways.
Vikrant, tell me something. Doesn't that happen? Because it's very interesting. The sugar that we are seeing right now, that is being spooned by Bancroft, Cameron Bancroft, it has a very coarse texture, and you explained to us how the tape was also used to tamper with the surface of the ball to make it uneven. Doesn't that happen? Actually, I've seen that attempts, maybe not that of cheating, but there are attempts to kind of if I don't want to use the word tamper, but to alter the surface of the ball in order to make it perform a certain way.
Exactly. So that's called ball tampering, Avantika. Now the sugar can also be used for a very, very simple thing, which is to give you energy. I mean, cricketers or the sports persons who play out under the sun, and when they're derived of the energy, they can eat bananas, they can have soft aerated drinks, they can also eat sugar. But I refuse to believe that Bancroft or any other player would have sugar in his pocket and then eat it for energy. For that, you've got candies, you've got chewing gums, you've got certain other things which are allowed to. I mean, you can eat a candy, you can eat a chewing gum, or you can eat sugar as well. But you can't apply that surface on the ball. As I said, if at all, me and Rahul were just thinking, because we had a match yesterday, and Rahul was trying to tamper with the ball and make it reverse swing, which didn't actually happen. So the sugar, if you're just trying to make sense, if at all it is used to tamper with the ball, then it can only be done for two reasons. A, since it is abrasive, you put it in your pocket, and then while the sugar is in your pocket, you put the ball inside your pocket and you try to scruff it.
Yes.
After some times, maybe the ball will become a little rough on one side. The second thing is, you eat sugar, and that saliva, which is heavier than the normal saliva, you apply the saliva on one side of the ball to make it heavier. So these are the only two outright things that we can think of. Maybe Bancroft wasn't trying to do that, or maybe he was.
Absolutely. Rahul and Vikrant, thank you both for joining us. And speaking of this ball tampering controversy, after a lighter sentence by the ICC over the premeditated ball tampering during Cape Town Test, all eyes will also be on the BCCI as to what decision it's going to be taking on Smith and on Bancroft. Steve Smith and David Warner are also to captain Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they're scheduled to play in the league early next month. Both Sunrisers and Royals have already are expected to take a call on the disgraced Australian players today. There's a very important meeting that's going to take place of the franchisees to decide on the future role of Smith and Warner. And in all likelihood, they just might lose the captainship. ICC has already handed Australian captain Steve Smith one match ban and fined 100% of his match fee. But virtually no action has been taken against Cameron Bancroft, the player, in fact, who was tasked by the team leadership to tamper with the ball. But will Cricket Australia strip Smith of his captaincy permanently? That's also a question that everybody is waiting for.
Our view is that though the ICC has come up with its sanctions, we will still await Cricket Australia's verdict, because we have a feeling that, as you said rightly, the whole country is outraged, and it's best indicated by the fact that the Australian Prime Minister himself thought it fit to make a statement in this. And we expect Cricket Australia to come to an expeditious verdict based on which we'll make our own statement.
Very serious matter. It's very serious issue. We all are concerned about it, because whatever has happened in Cape Town is a matter of grave concern for us. It brings disrepute to the whole game. So both captain and vice captain have been told to quit. And now, as far as IPL is concerned, Smith is captain of Rajasthan Royals, and Warner is with Hyderabad. So we will take our decision in a day or two.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.